It's my honor to introduce and welcome Mr.Gopala Amir Yaffa, a visionary and compassionate leader in the global yoga community. Has dedicated his life to foster peace and connection through his innovative work. Starting his journey as a teenager, he found his calling in yoga and meditation at the young age of 14, which deepened during his 10 years as a Hindu monk at the Shivananda Ashram. Since 1995, he has been teaching yoga to both adults and children, expanding the ideas of inner peace into a large mission of global harmony. His passion for making yoga more inclusive led to the opening of Yoga Le Shalom, Yoga for Peace Center in Tel Aviv, where he advocated for yoga's potential to cultivate world peace. His most groundbreaking work is the creation of Rainbow Yoga, a transformative practice that moves beyond the individual, making yoga social, interactive, and inclusive. This revolutionary approach has touched lives worldwide, emphasizing community, love, and connection. Alongside his beautiful family, he is on a heartfelt mission to inspire a social evolution rooted in kindness, compassion, and inclusivity for all human beings, both human and animal, guided by the mantra, "Be the change you want to see in the world." He continues to lead with love and purpose, spreading light wherever he goes. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Mr. Gopala Amir Yaffa. Yoga and meditation offers a transformative path to global peace by cultivating inner harmony that radiates outward. Through practices that calm the mind and foster self-awareness, these ancient disciplines promote compassion, empathy, and non-violence. By connecting individuals to their inner truths and shared humanity, yoga and meditation serve as a universal tool to transcend cultural and political divides, inspiring a world grounded in peace, cooperation, and understanding. So today's panel discussion will be on the topic Yoga and Meditation as a Means for Global Peace. I feel privileged to welcome and introduce Mr.Hanuman, also known as Greg Clark. He is a distinguished teacher and author in the realm of spiritual living. Since his early 20s, he has dedicated his life to spirituality, profoundly influenced by his teacher Ram Dass. He specializes in teaching meditation and self-inquiry, emphasizing the integration of spiritual practices into everyday life. As the author of Om Salvation, Tale of a Spiritual Traveler, and currently editing his upcoming book, Peace Man, which focused on man's spiritual journeys, Hanuman Das offers valuable insights into the spiritual path. His work has been featured in esteemed publications like Australian Yoga General, Australian Yoga Life Delhi Om, and Elephant Journal, and he has started his wisdom on both local and national radio in Australia. Mr. Das' commitment to blending spiritual wisdom with practical living highlights his deep dedication to guiding others on their own spiritual path. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Mr. Hanuman. It's my honor to introduce and welcome Mr. Gopala Amir Yaffa, a visionary and compassionate leader in the global yoga community. Has dedicated his life to foster peace and connection through his innovative work. Starting his journey as a teenager, he found his calling in yoga and meditation at the young age of 14, which deepened during his 10 years as a Hindu monk at the Shivananda Ashram. Since 1995, he has been teaching yoga to both adults and children, expanding the ideas of inner peace into a large mission of global harmony. His passion for making yoga more inclusive led to the opening of Yoga Le Shalom, Yoga for Peace Center in Tel Aviv, where he advocated for yoga's potential to cultivate world peace. His most groundbreaking work is the creation of Rainbow Yoga, a transformative practice that moves beyond the individual, making yoga social, interactive, and inclusive. This revolutionary approach has touched lives worldwide, emphasizing community, love, and connection. Alongside his beautiful family, he is on a heartfelt mission to inspire a social evolution rooted in kindness, compassion, and inclusivity for all human beings, both human and animal, guided by the mantra, "Be the change you want to see in the world." He continues to lead with love and purpose, spreading light wherever he goes. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Mr. Amir Yaffa. I'm delighted to welcome and introduce Ms.Valerie Fimat-Faneco. She's a reputed teacher who started to practice yoga in 1994. She began teaching in 1999 in the US after taking a 200 hours courses, and then went to the complete more than 8 combined years of training in the tradition of Krishnamacharya with her mentor Frank Modes in Belgium, and at the KYM in India with Mr. Desikachar and other senior teachers. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Ms. Valerie Fimat. Our next guest is Mr. Neeraj Vaidya. He has completed his bachelor's from Indian Institute of Technology in New Delhi. He also have done postgraduate diploma from Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode. Also completed Chartered Financial Analyst from American Institute. He is Operation Director and COO at Unified Chemicals Zambia. Neeraj has managed companies in Nigeria, Cameroon, Ponty, Nor, Congo, United Arab Emirates, and Zambia. Neeraj is passionate about executing strategic projects, reforming and rebuilding businesses, and raising capital. His enthusiasm for continual learning is reflected in his YouTube channel, where he gives talks on health, inspiration, and business learning. Today's panel discussion will be moderated by Dr. Vikrant Singh, convener United Consciousness. Dr. Tomar is an acknowledged trainer, academician, scholar, writer, and a management consultant. He's a freelance trainer and served the cabinet ministers of state, MLAs, police officers, and tycoons of the business world. His aim and objective is universal brotherhood and happiness through harmonizing the knowledge from the ancient scriptures into our lives. So I welcome all our guests for panel discussion.
Namaste, most welcome. We welcome you, Gopala ji, and Valerie ji, and Neeraj ji, if I'm pronouncing all of your names correct. And pardon me if pronunciation is wrong. So, dear friends, watching us from different parts of the planet, what topic of discussion today we have yoga and meditation as a means for global peace. And we have experts from 3 continents. I am from Asia. We have our friends from Africa and Australia too. So let me begin the discussion with Gopala ji. His sound system is now working. And
I think it is, yes.
Yes. Let's begin with him only. As our topic is yoga and meditation as a means for global peace. So what is meditation for you, Gopala ji? People have different definitions of meditation. What is meditation?
Well, I think meditation is many things, but the goal of meditation is like the goal of life. You know, what is the goal of life? Why do we do everything? And of course, we have many answers to these questions, but behind all of those answers, the one answer is happiness, right? If someone would have told you that by being here today you would suffer, you wouldn't have come, right? And anyone who wants to suffer, you can raise your hand. It's very easy to do. We all want to be happy. So meditation is to be happy. So of course, a big part of happiness is what's going on inside us. It's our mindset and how we see ourselves and the world. And it's being able to take a step away from drowning in our own thoughts and feelings and having a better perspective. But I think that the notion that happiness is only within and somehow disconnected from the rest of the world is also false in some ways, because we're all interconnected and interdependent in so many ways. And if one of us is miserable, we drag all of us. We drag each other down, and if one of us is happy, we all elevate each other up. So I think when we talk about meditation and about yoga, maybe an old paradigm is to say that it's all our journey inside of us, but I think a more evolved paradigm could be those two sides of the coin. Yes, there is our journey within, but just as much we can't keep the peace, the happiness inside of us. It is to be shared. If it is to grow, we do need to support each other in happiness. So meditation, while it is finding the peace inside of us, is just as much being with our loved
So,
ones, our
as
families, our
Gopalaji
community.
mentioned, meditation is finding peace and happiness, and we all are interconnected and interdependent also. May I request all the guests to be more precise in discussion so that we'll have more rounds of questions. We have limited time, so we'll have more rounds of questions from everybody. So precision will certainly help us. We'll ask from Hanuman Das ji. Hanuman Das ji, we are discussing two things together. One, Gopalaji mentioned about meditation, and another we are talking about yoga also, though meditation is a part of yoga. So what is meditation for you?
Thanks, Vikrant. When I teach the meditation teachers that I teach, we use the technical term of an unbroken connection between the subject and the object. And so that's a link, a yoke, a union between the object we've chosen to meditate upon and the meditator itself. The other thing that I would say, it is freedom. I think my teacher Ramdas went through a phase of other ways of becoming other aware, and he said that was getting high wasn't it. He said getting free was the game, and that was what meditation is, freedom. And we do that through that ability to have narada, focused concentration, and then meditation. Thank you.
Thank you. Said that meditation is niruddha, freedom, and unbroken connect between subject and object. May I request Verily, would you like to pronounce your name again so that I will be more specific in pronouncing your name?
Thank you, Vikram. My name is Valerie. You can call me Val or Valerie.
Valerie is okay. I can pronounce it correctly. Perfect. So Valerie, what is meditation for you?
So I would say that meditation is dhyanam. Dhyanam is from the Sanskrit word dhi, which is to hold. So with meditation, we strive to hold on to something for a period of time. So we try to sustain a connection with an object we have chosen. And that object has to be something beneficial, something that's going to elevate us. So that's a really important aspect. I mean, of course, meditation is many things, but the word dhyanam in the Yoga Sutras has different meanings in all 4 chapters, which is also an indication that for all people, there's going to be something different.
Perfect.
That there's no prescriptive solution. Whatever we choose to hold on to.
To hold on to something which is elevating and higher is meditation, says Verily. What is it for you, Neeraj?
For me, the practice of Vedic chanting. Sorry, were you asking me?
No, I'm asking Neeraj. Yes, thank you for your answer.
Yeah, thank you, sir. For me, meditation is like focusing on your emotions, and as well as your breath. So once you focus on your emotion and breath, that will decrease your stress. And once stress is decreased, your calmness will get cultivated. When calmness get cultivated, you will become more open mind. You will become less conflict oriented. So that's for me is a very simple definition of meditation.
Perfect. We have one interesting, thank you, as Neeraj mentioned, that focus on your breath. It will help you to reduce down your stress and increase your calmness. We had an interesting observation from Gopalaji that if people around us are not happy, we cannot be happy because we are interconnected and interdependent. So, Gopalaji, I would like to request from you to further this thought of discussion, maybe very briefly. So, when you mentioned this, that meditation is inner joy, does that inner happiness, or meditation is reaching to happiness, does that happiness, my happiness, depends on others' happiness also?
Well, this conference, as I understand it, it's about world peace. So I think one of the things I keep hearing here is about the clear distinction between subject and object, and all the distinctions that we make between us inside and us outside, between us and other people, us and the world. And I think maybe that's the blockage to peace. Maybe my happiness is not separate at all from your happiness or someone else's happiness. Maybe this is the problem, is those walls that we have created, this false subject and object split. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't just be happy. Yes, I can be happy on my own, but I think it's not real, because I mean, because maybe I am like this is just a tiny drop in the ocean.
Thank you. How compassionate answer Gopalaji has given. It reminds me of Mahayana tradition that says that you can't be happy alone, and that's why Lord Buddha had to take 565 incarnations to make people around happy. I can't be liberated alone, but Hinayana says that your liberation belongs to you. You can be liberated alone. What do you think, Hanumanji? Can I be happy through my meditation when the world around me is not that happy?
It's interesting when Gopal uses the word happiness. It's not one that I tend to use very often. I tend to think about freedom, and we use the subject object to transcend that separateness. So the concentration between the subject and object then propels us back into the unity. So I don't tend to. I see the oneness, but I haven't been able to manifest that fully, because I haven't been able to control the mind enough at different times and the love and devotion that I require. So I think for me, it's the ability to both times see the duality and the unity at the same time. And I know that happiness for me is a fleeting thing. I'm equally trying to be peaceful or liberated, whether I'm happy or whether I'm unhappy, because those emotions seem to come and go like a cloud in the sky. And if I attach myself to those things, I'm not of service to anyone else. So I maybe have a slightly different take on it in that
Perfect.
sense.
Can be understood. And as Gopalaji mentioned about the split between subject and object, Hanumanji added that you need to go beyond that split. And that is where meditation lies. He said that once subject and object merges into one, and then you call that you are in meditation. You mentioned about freedom. Freedom from what, Hanuman Dasji? In one word, if you can answer. Freedom from what?
Well, I'd use two words: the cycle of samsara.
You said that cycle of samsara. Okay, so when you say cycle of samsara, it means the cycle of dukkha also. Does that mean that also?
Yes, it would. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So it means freedom from cycle of dukkha too, and freedom from dukkha is ananda. So okay, fine. So here are the dots are connected. That Hanuman Das ji is saying that meditation is freedom from dukkha, reaching to that ananda, going transcendenting that split. Verli ji, you mentioned about that dhyana is holding on to something for relatively longer period of time. What do you think should be the subject on which you should be holding on? As you said, it should be something elevating. What should it be?
Patanjali says very clearly, Yatha bhimata dhyanadva. Anything goes. Anything goes.
To the audience watching to you, what would you suggest? Maybe out of your experience, what they should hold on to?
In the object that is going to induce peace. Because that is what the world needs. And hence your conference. But, back to what I was saying, it's isolation that leads to freedom. Because Sankhya Yoga are very clear about this. Kaivalya, the root of Kaivalya as a word is Kevala, which means aloneness. And as much as we are social individuals, we are also alone individuals. And it's only through this kind of a step into freedom that we are going to be able to access that freedom. So that's not me who says that, right? It's Patanjali.
Perfect.
Aloneness leads to freedom.
Perfect. Perfect. So, Valerie ji mentioned about that hold on to peace, sit in isolation, and reach to that Kevalya Bhava, that being uniquely different from everybody else. But yes, as Hanumanji said, as Gopalji also mentioned, we are interconnected, but still we are unique in our identity, as Verliji also mentioned. Neeraj would like to come to you about what you mentioned. Focus on emotion, on breath, and that will cause to reduction in stress. Any kind of particular meditation would you like to suggest to our people which have worked for you, which you would like for to suggest for the beginners? If I have never been exposed to meditation, I know nothing about yoga, and I'm seeing this discussion for the first time, from where should I begin?
I think one should begin with the social media. They should go to YouTube or our United Consciousness channel. There are a lot of meditations are there. So they can start with the grateful meditation, healing meditation. There are ample amount of meditation. But once since you are starting, so start with 5, 10, 15 minutes. And then once you get an habit and once you are used to it, then you can increase the time.
As Neeraj mentioned, that you can choose meditation as per your requirement, depending on what is your objective, and increase it gradually. How you can increase the, how, as Verly mentioned, that you can need to hold on it for the larger period of time than before. So my question is to Gopalaji. I live in a place where people around me are in war prone zone. I live in
Yeah.
Ukraine. Can I be happy? And
Yes.
can I be happy if I'm living in a war prone zone?
Yes, I think you can be happy and balanced even in the middle of the storm, but I think happiness is only real when it is shared. I think happiness just for yourself is is not totally selfish, but it's maybe bordering on that. So I see things a bit differently from Valerie. You know, she said it's about aloneness, but I think it's all about togetherness. I think aloneness is the disease of the world. It's like aloneness, selfishness. And actually, I have lots of experience of being alone, meditating in a cave or in the forest. And when you step out and people step on your toes, you have achieved nothing. You're, you know, the real evolution is when you are with others. We are mirrors of each other. That's how we really evolve. And I think the best meditation, especially nowadays, will not be necessarily closing your eyes and ignoring the world. It will be holding your children tighter, kissing your wife or husband more passionately, and creating social change in your community.
Perfect. So I think lots of discussion is happening over here, and Gopalaji mentioned that meditation is not actually always needed to be with closed eyes. You can be meditative with your open eyes when your circle of love expands. When in your definition of me, you include everybody else, you see no duality. When everybody belongs to you, you belong to all, and this is what is meditation. And you can bring social change. And he also said that when you are happy, you can share your happiness, but that underlines that first you need to be happy, then only you can share your happiness. And Hanuman Das ji mentioned this, that duality and unity at the same time is meditation. So this is what is the matter of discussion happening, that aloneness or togetherness, duality or unity, and you said both happen at the same time. Hanuman Das ji, go ahead.
Yes, that's my that's my experience as well. That I could be alone in a meditative state, um, and feel the presence of my guru, and I can be in a room full of people and feel the presence of my guru. And so the the room or the environment that I'm in is not as important as the connection. And so yes, I sit down and do the practices of meditation, of dharana, of dhyana, of all the Sanskrit words of Viveka. But it's in the service of doing that. My teacher gave me only three things to do. He's just left me three things, and that's good because I'm simple. I don't think I could handle more than that. He told me to love everyone, to serve everyone, and to remember God. And most times I have to do some sort of meditation to be able to remember God so I can love everyone and serve everyone. And so all the practices are a catapult. And they get less over the years. You do them differently, but they are the essence of what allows me to love, serve, and remember, as Maharaji asked.
Perfect. Hanumanji mentioned that the journey is alone, but you can remain connected with everybody. In your astral connect, you can love, you can serve, and you can remember the true unity, as I say Advaita, oneness. Perfect. But the journey is unique, as Verliji mentioned, that my journey is unique to my own experiences, my own level of elevation. So, how can I make this unique journey, Verliji? This is my only opportunity to be me. In even if I may have 100 lifetimes, but this is my only opportunity to be Verli this time. So, this birth, this time, this day, how can we utilize to the maximum? We need some practical 2 tips from you for the audience. How can I make this journey, which is unique in nature, most fulfilling?
You see, Desikasha always said, yoga is relationship, dhyana is relationship. So we are always in a relationship with something as long as we are in this life. Kaivalya is the end of the journey. Kaivalya is when we're alone. So ultimately, that's where the result, the fruit is ripe to pick and it falls off the tree. But in the process, we are never in isolation. We have to try our best, somehow to find what is going to make each of us work, what makes us tick. There's no prescription to that. There's no prescription. I wish there was, but there's no prescription to. It's about, the question is about, how do we choose an object of meditation? How do we choose what our focus will be? That's the real question. And so we need a teacher. We need a guide. We need a mentor, as Hanumanji was saying. Sometimes it is the best to be guided, to be led, to be pointed in the right direction. But it has to be by someone who knows us well and who has our best interests at heart. Because we all need something specific to our education, our background, our life journey. There is a reason why we are where we are. And it's not easy. It's not easy for us to prescribe a standard topic of meditation to anyone. That's why every meditation has to be uniquely designed for each individual. That's my feeling, and that's my experience. That's how I was guided and taught by the lineage of teachers that I was fortunate to learn from.
Perfect. Thank you very much for suggesting that going for a guru is the most prominent thing. It will guide you further depending on your pursuit and your level of elevation. That's
The
very well.
Sadguru, the good guru, the
Not-
Sadguru, that is important. The competent guru.
Perfect. We'll go to Neeraj and would like to know from you some practical tips, because you have been in corporate also. You are a practitioner of Vedanta also. So some quick tips you would like to give it to the audience if they want to begin with their spiritual journey towards peace.
Okay. So I would like to start with an example here, which I personally observed in Nigeria. So there was one Mr. Peace person. So he was from a village where almost drug abuse and alcohol addiction rate was 90%. But he was the exception. So then when we went into the detail why he was an exception, then we saw that he was associated with an NGO which regularly do the yoga and meditation practices. So, what I'll say as an individual, one should follow their karma. Maybe it is in the small way or a big way, try to align with any organization which first teaches. So once you have developed an interest, then you will get associated with, you will find your way automatically once your level of maturity increases. So what I'll say, just go to, again I'll repeat, just go to YouTube, just try to find out the people with the similar interest and try to do the yoga and meditation.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We'll come to Gopalaji. Gopalaji, now every answer will be maximum of 40 seconds. So all of us
Yes.
will answer in 40 seconds. My question to you is quick tips for those people who are in difficult places. How can they remain happy? Any quick tips? Like, for example, let me be more specific in that case. I I have a very difficult relationship with the people I live with. I feel miserable. Any suggestions from yoga or meditation for me?
Yeah, well, I think it's a few things. If you're talking about, yeah, the people that you live with and you have difficult time with them, I think it's about having a shared vision of the future. And I think this is very important for peace, whether it's, within a family, a community, or countries. When we focus on the problems, we make the problems bigger. People say the grass is greener where you water it, but that's totally incorrect. The grass is Sorry, people say the neighbor's grass is greener, but the truth is that the grass is greener where you water it. If we focus on the problem and what was wrong in the past, we'll have more problem. We need to have a shared vision of the future. We need to have a vision of a future that's full with peace and love and harmony for everyone. And I think this is how we can progress forward. Yeah, this is how we can create peace.
Thank you very much. Hanuman Dasji, I recently appeared for an interview. I prepared a lot. I failed miserably. Can yoga and meditation support me in that?
I guess the question is who failed miserably? The identification as the role and not the soul is where the trap is. If you identify as someone who played the role as interviewee or interviewee, suffering. If you identify as soul, no suffering. You prepare again well next time, you give it your all and give it to your guru, man. Give it to your guru. Identify as soul, not role.
Thank you. Verliji, I live in war-prone zones and I don't know whether I will survive next day or not. My mind is not at peace. Can yoga meditation help me in that?
Sorry, your question, can yoga help me with that?
Yes, yes. I live in a war-prone zone. Every night I go to bed, never know whether will I get up or not. My mind remains disturbed. Can yoga meditation help me in that? If yes, how?
Meditate, reflect, and pray.
Nice.
3 words.
Perfect. Neeraj, my kids are not on the right track. In spite of my telling them many things, still they do what they want to do, and that is not the right direction. It disturbs me. Can yoga meditation help me in that?
Yes, absolutely. What I say is nothing to do with the kids and all to do with you. So if something is irritating you, that means there is something within inside you which need to be worked on, first of all. And then what you can do from your side, again, I'll say, is you can give them the right advice. Rest is right advice and guidance. Rest is their karma as well as what they will become.
Perfect, perfect. So, dear friends, you saw we had experts from different parts of the world, and we tried to assure that yoga and meditation should come to the fields in our lives, should be able to deal with our daily problems. And we had our expert here, Gopalaji, mentioned that meditation should lead to happiness and it is a journey towards inside. He gave importance that we are interconnected, interdependence. And we said that first you be happy, and once you are happy, then share your happiness with others. He also mentioned that meditation does not necessarily closing your eyes. You can open your eyes, expand your sphere of love. When you see yourself in others, when you see me in you, you in me, and us in all, it means you are really elevating in spiritual journey. That way you can bring a social change. And he said, whenever you confront a problem, focus on the solution. Shared vision, as he mentioned, focus on the solution. In Yoga Shastra, it is said, Pratipaksha Bhavana, go for the counter thoughts, because you hit what you see. If you see problems, you are going to hit the problems. Go for the shared vision. And Hanumanji mentioned that meditation is unbroken connect between sadhaka and the sadhya, the subject and object, and when they merge into one, you get niruddha, you become free, you transcendent from that split of object and subject, and you become free from misery. And that is what is the liberation, free from all the misery, duality, and entering into a level of unity, togetherness. And that is what he said, that astrally we all are connected, and in that connect, love, serve, and remember your true nature. And our true nature is, we are not human being having spiritual experience, we are spiritual beings having human experience. That's why he said, when you identify with the role, you will suffer. Role will come and go, they will keep on changing. Identify with your soul journey, it's a long journey. When your identification is correct, from suffering you reach to supreme. And for that, faith is important. Faith in guru, faith in scriptures, faith in yourself, he said. Verli ji mentioned that dhyana is holding on something which will elevate you. And she said, journey is alone journey. Nobody can do it for you. It is your journey. You need to elevate, as Gita says, Atmani Atmana Muddaret. You yourself lift yourself. Nobody else can lift you. And then once you lift yourself, in the process, everybody else can also be lifted. She said relationship is in the process. But once you reach to the object, the destination, then you realize that alone is the truth. Kevali, literally, as she rightly said, that alone is the truth. And the truth is Aham Brahmasmi. And in order to reach that truth, she mentioned Satguru is very much important. And prayer, reflection, Swadhyaya, and third is meditation, Dhyana, is the mantra she gave. Neeraj mentioned about start focusing on your breath. It will reduce your stress, increase your calmness. Identify the right meditation that you would like to pick. Gradually increase your time. Importance of satsanga is very important. Master is important. Buddham is important. Even sangham is equally important. He said that if you get irritated because of something, identify your triggers, why it is triggering you, and we can only show path to others. Whether they walk or not, it's their choice, because everybody has their own journey. As Verli said, journey is alone, but destination is of oneness. Thank you very much, friends, watching us from different parts of the world. I'm sure it will help us to be more peaceful in life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.